This video is for appraisers and appraisees to discuss the beginning of your conference. The beginning of your conference will happen after the self-assessment and goals have been submitted. So just a quick reminder that those two things have to be submitted by September 4th. So sometime during the month of September, you should schedule your beginning of your conference. There is a district deadline of September 30th. So, the goal of the beginning of your conference is to collaborate and finalize that year-long plan. You're talking about and reviewing the self-assessment. You're going deep into the goals that were created to make sure that you're in agreement and the resources, the plans, everything has been discussed. So, here's a checklist of what should happen before the beginning of your conference. The red is related to the appraisee. So, appraisee, you should have your self assessment form completed and make sure that you've submitted it to your appraiser. It's not just filling out the information, you have to click submit. The appraisee should also have one professional goal related to their personal growth and one student growth goal related to the campus improvement. Both of those also have to be submitted to the appraiser, not just filled out. So now switching to the appraiser's role before this conference, make sure that you've read through and reviewed everything. So you've opened up that self-assessment. You can decide to either put comments before your conference, that could be during also, or use the message feature. Put as much detail as you can in there to make it a clear process. So even if you're going to discuss it and fill out the form during the conference, maybe send a quick message that says, I reviewed your self-assessment, looking forward to our conference on September 12th, something like that. And then also appraisers, make sure that you have reviewed and read both goals that have been submitted. And same thing, you can use that message feature. So now the checklist during your conference. So you are working together, you're reviewing everything. So I have it divided by area. So first for the self-assessment, together you're reviewing and talking about the self-assessment results. Keep in mind that you have to agree on the performance levels. So even if the appraisee put distinguished for one indicator, that could be adjusted based on that collaboration. So all of those check boxes and marks have to be agreed on during your beginning of your conference. The appraisee is the only one that can change it. So I would suggest during your virtual meeting, one of you shares your screen, and that's how you're reviewing the information. Then for the goals, same thing. You're reading them, you're collaborating, you're talking about, okay, how are you going to reach that goal? What will it look like? What do you need from me? You're having that real in depth conversation. Now, appraisers, so assistant superintendents and principals, your main job during this beginning of your conference is that you have approved those goals within the system. If you don't approve them, then we can't start tracking all of that evidence and all those action items. And then also just a quick suggestion is to use the message feature to summarize your meeting at the end. So you could summarize that goals were reviewed, adjustments were made here, this is what we did, the principal will be focusing on this area, whatever you want, but just to document when you actually had that meeting, okay? Because there's not a separate form just for the beginning of your conference. So that's why it's very important to put a message in there that shows the date and time that you guys met. If you have any questions on the beginning of your conference process, please let me know.